I was like, we do a podcast on a podcast to have a follow up discussion and have like an average person's um, thoughts on it, like someone who isn't ultra wealthy, right? Because most of the podcasts are famous people, wealthy people, and they just have different perspectives, different circles, and that's kind of what these guys did. But they are wealthy, kind of like the All In too. Like they did a podcast as an excuse to talk about the things they want to talk about, right? And so it's kind of it's those categories of podcasts are fun to listen to, but don't always have like a bunch of information and more opinions. All In's gotten to the point where they have exceeded that, and now they're like
Yeah.
almost like a news source, right?
Another
But if you look
stratosphere.
back at the early days, it is that where it's an excuse for them to talk. It's fun to get their opinions out, to think
Right.
through opinions, and that's another big thing is to think through opinions. I think when you get that, I was also thinking it would be nice to have a different perspective on our podcast. I don't know how attainable it is to match up three schedules, but someone with a different perspective, I think, would make our podcast a lot better because that's what they have ish ish. But All In definitely had it, and so that would be cool.
All In's losing it. That's
Yeah.
one of my big gripes about All In right now.
The
Chamath
past,
went hard right, and Jason went hard middle.
yeah, but
The two Davids are the only ones in the
isn't
same places
isn't
where they started.
isn't the middle what used to be the left though? I mean, there's you can't force somebody to be hard either side right now.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true.
The
It would be nice. It would be nice to have a third person. I get my third person from listening to, you know, the other side's podcast.
yeah, I just
I
think
don't have any.
well from the outside, like looking in though, like as a listener, like when we listen to a podcast and there's a third person with a different perspective, we always appreciate that, don't we? Maybe
Yeah.
not. I shouldn't speak for both of us,
Do you
but
have any friends that think of the world differently?
kind of. I I always joke
Let's
with
roll through a couple of them. Invite them.
I always tell Lucas he's a closet lefty, and he always denies it.
His dad was disown him.
So that's funny. He's probably the closest person to
Lucas
that.
would be great to have on for this one.
Oh, David would be great because he's from Great Britain, right?
England.
And so he has just a different
Yeah.
perspective on like work and politics. And it's actually really cool to see like a new perspective of like on like his perspective of schools and like guns and stuff like that because it's just a totally different topic for him. And he's like you can tell he's very bright-eyed about it because they think about those things in a very different way.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be a cool one.
Yeah. You start bringing them on.
Okay. Yeah, that's
And so back to inflation. You went on a date last night.
yeah.
How much was the meal?
Before the tip, which yeah, it was $99. And so it was a nicer
For two.
place. Yeah, it was a nicer place. We got dressed up and went out, and it was a fun date. And and so Corinne looked at the menu before, and she really wanted a steak. So she saw the steak was $52, and she's like, "We're gonna split the steak and get appetizers." I was like, "Cool." And so that is with the split meal. But we haven't left.
So it's 99 with the budget approach.
Yeah, and we haven't. I did get one drink, because I was like, you know what? Corinne asked me if I was getting a drink, and I wasn't going to, and I was like, maybe I should. I'll loosen up for the podcast tonight, and because we were supposed to do it last night.